Alright, so I'm not sure you guys are going to be able to see this. The camera's kind of acting up, but I picked up one of these Predator 420 13 horse engines. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, so I had to go into work today, move my desk. I mostly work from home, so I took this chance to, when I was out of town, to pick this up. I don't come past Harbor Freight very often, but I'm not even 100% sure my plan yet, but I got a 32-inch cut snowblower. I picked it up like 10 years ago without an engine on it, and as you can tell, we got some snow, so I've been meaning to put an engine on it for a long time, and this might be the winter that I do it. So I figured, let me stop, get the engine, and that'll kind of force me into doing something with it. So we'll see. All right, I'll keep you guys posted as I start hacking into it. All right, so here I am. That's the snowblower. Let me go ahead and turn you guys around and give you a better look at it. So yeah, this is a snowblower that I got at least 10 years ago, but I don't even remember if I paid for it or if I got it for free, but I was interested in it. It didn't come with the engine, but it's a 32-inch cut, so it's kind of a monster snowblower. And actually, at the same time, I had gotten this 16-horse Briggs with a generator, and my plan was to mount that on there, and I just never got around to it. And I still have the frame for the generator and the actual generator itself, so I think I'm going to mate those back up. And the reason for that is that's a tapered shaft instead of a straight shaft, and it just didn't fit. It was huge. So I think my thought process is I got that 13-horse Predator now, and while I do that, I'm going to just kind of go through it and try to clean it up. Just even starting with this rust. I mean, it's probably not the best engine or the best frame to rebuild, but it's the one I got. So in that sense, I think I'm going to try my best. That's why I kind of said, I didn't really think this through buying the engine. I kind of bought it and then figuring it out after, but I think I can make it work. I've got another one out there. You can't see it now. It's behind the trailer and at the tree line. It's a TRS24 or 27. So some of the parts overlap. Like, for example, I don't have the linkage for spinning the chute, so I'm going to steal this part off, which does seem to be the same part number. And then I think I'm actually going to do that window regulator hack that people do where they change this to an electric spin, and maybe I'll even do it with here. I've seen people do, there's like a piston, I don't know what that's off of. So do that. So that will take care of that. And then down here, this rust, I'm going to clean this up with a wire wheel, and then I'm going to probably put some JB Weld if I can get it thin enough, or Bondo or something. Although I don't think that's going to give it enough structure. So I'll probably have to get some metal and cut a piece out, try to get it, get the right radius, and then weld it in there. So I'll have to get access to a welder because I don't have one right now. And then what I'm doing right now, I'm just kind of coming out here taking a look. But while I take it apart, I kind of want to go through and do it all right, or try to replace everything I can while I have it apart. So bushings and bearings and the friction wheel here, pretty much anything. I don't know if I'm going to replace the worm drive, because that's kind of an expensive part, and it's discontinued. I did see one on eBay, but I think that's like, it's like there's the worm gear, and then there's another part. I forget the name of the other one, but there's the two parts that made up. I think those are like $90 to $110 a piece. So like I'm talking about $200 just there. And maybe I might do it. I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily want to do it until I open it up. But the bearings and the bushings, those are like maybe like $10 a piece. So that's reasonable, because while I have it open, I might as well, even if they aren't. The bush or the worm gears though, like I order those and like I get in there and they're perfect. Kind of might be a little bit of a waste. So I might take this apart before I order anything, just so I can kind of get a better idea of what needs to be replaced. But yeah, so I'll check back in when I start getting this apart, I guess, and maybe getting it cleaned up with the wire wheel and getting a better idea of what I'm going to do to it. But this is the project. So hopefully I can get this going before we get the next storm, big storm anyway. And on the inverse of that, hopefully we get some snow so I get to use it, because that would kind of suck too. But yeah, all right, I'll let you guys know when I get a little bit further with this. All right, so I just removed the handlebars And I'm about to split the gearbox from the auger housing. And then the reason I'm doing that is I don't have any really good place to work on this outside, and with the snow coming, I'm worried about losing parts. So without a garage, I think it's probably best I'm going to take it in the basement. I just ripped that apart because we're demoing it, so I got a good place where I can work down there. But just want to give a quick update, and then I guess I'll show it to you guys when I get it into, when I split this, and what it looks like from there. So, and I'll do some grinding out here. I'm not going to completely strip it or anything like that. I was watching videos of people doing that, and I don't have the time for that or the interest. I just want to kind of make it functional and hit the rough spots. So I'll do some grinding, but I'm not going to take it down to bare metal everywhere, because it's actually not that bad. Like, I was looking at the wheels. Like, the wheels look pretty good. Like, I could, strip those down and repaint them, but this doesn't need to be showroom quality. I just want it to work. So I'll keep going at it, and I'll give you guys an update as I make some progress here. All right, so I'm inside now. I got the drive housing, and I'm just I started taking it apart last night, and that's pretty much it so far. Not like a ton. I've taken this is from the axle. I got my bushings right here. I got to find replacements for this brass bushing. Came out of here, and it broke up as I took it out. This is the other side. I haven't taken it out. It's just kind of loosely in there, so I remember where it goes. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick update before I got any further. I think next thing I'm gonna do is take off these bolts and take out the friction wheel. And once I get that out of there, this won't quite come. Then I probably have to take this out, I guess. Yeah, probably that. So take this out. Although it's hard to tell. One of the things I don't know how old this is, but finding parts is difficult or expensive. So some of the parts just don't exist anymore, but some of them are expensive, and specifically like these two bearings here, I want to say it's like at least $50 a piece or something like that. So I want to get a look at them, because I have a feeling that this is just a housing. Like, these are just housings, and I might be able to like get to the actual bearing, like press it out, and then take my calipers are here somewhere, but take some measurements on it and just find like a generic bearing that should fit, and then get those for like $5 a piece or something like that. Like, I could just like order the stuff and replace it, but it adds up. I think these are like $10 a piece, something like that. These little guys, I'm gonna try to measure these two. Do I have one? Here, let's a better look at this. This is just like a little piece of nylon, but these are, I think I need like 6 of these, and these are like $5 a piece or something like that. So if I need 6 of them, it's either $10 a piece or $5 a piece, but like $30 to $60 probably to like do all 6. So that, now that I'm down here, I'll probably grab those calipers and take some measurements on that, because I bet like I can find that. It's just like a lot of the stuff gets marked up, like when you look it up by the John Deere part number or whatever, it's a specialty part, but in reality it's not specialty. It's just that they've like rebranded it. But if you have a little bit of common sense and patience, you can just take the measurements on this stuff and be like, oh, this is a 1-inch diameter nylon sleeve with a 1 1/8 outer diameter or something like that, or 16th inch thickness. And then you could probably get it from like MasterCar or probably on Amazon. So that's something I need to look at, because those are kind of pricey for what they are anyway. So I have a feeling I can find those marked down pretty significantly. But yeah, this is just the update. I think go outside real quick, take a look at the auger housing. This, I have a feeling there's some play in, but I'm not 100% sure. I thought there was a bolt in here. Yeah, so I gotta figure out how to take this out. I think this just needs to get pressed out. I gotta go in my old trailer because I got pullers. I think I gotta figure out where that is. This is a lot worse than I originally anticipated. I don't have a welder, but I've been meaning to get a welder, and I might actually go out and get one, I think, for this project, because there's that needs to be welded, and then also, I wish I had my tape measure. I was looking at these skids. This one's all right, but this one's lost the bottom part. So I was thinking about maybe trying to make that too. There's something else I had to make too, but I can't remember it right now. So I might have to get into a welder finally. So anyway, that's the update. I'll share some more as I get it further apart. But all right, bye. All right, quick update. So I just got this bar out with the friction wheel, and I'm just wanted to show what I was talking about here. So this housing, I forget the price. I think it's like $50, but there's a bearing right here, and I don't know. I don't think this is an acceptable amount of play, because the bearing is like right where my thumbnail is. So that is pressed in there, but the actual bearing itself, I don't think it should. No, you can hear it. I don't know if it should have that kind of play. So I'd like to replace it. And then these are the bushings. I think these are called 2-bolt flange bushings. And these guys, they got some play. I think there's a word for this too, where they move, like self-directing or something like that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and replace those two. And I'm going to go ahead and try to get this off of here so I think I got to take that C-clip out. I think I have a tool to do that. If not, I'll just use pliers. But I think I got to remove that, and then that will allow this to move freely. This is obviously welded on there. So it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, figuring this stuff out. So I'll go after that. And then this is what this looks like now. So I used that puller on the ground to pull the pulley, which is back there, off of there. I thought that was going to allow me to remove this, but it didn't. So then when I realized that, I tackled that bar that was right here with the friction wheel. So, and then I thought I had to remove this to get that bar out, but once I removed that pulley, I realized that it still wasn't going to come out. So then I was like, oh, let me take another crack at this, and I was able to finagle it enough to get in there. So that's the update. I'm going to keep cracking at it a little bit here and there. I'd like to get to the point where I can get the parts ordered. We're getting another 6 inches tonight. I think we've gotten so far like 18 inches almost, like more than a foot, but probably less than 18 inches in one storm. And then last storm we just got about a foot. So we're going to get another 6 inches, I think tonight, but it could be more. They've been under forecasting it for us. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I'll give you guys an update when I have one. All right, bye. All right, quick update. I just barely got this pulley off like 5 seconds ago. It took me a little bit to work on it. I started off with these 3 jaw pullers over here. You can see those, but you know what 3 jaw pullers are. And that was a mistake because I had them wrapped around this, and I don't know if you can tell, I kind of bent them. I tried it both in the groove and then on the other side, but it's too weak. Probably wasn't the right tool for the job. So then I ended up getting this harmonic balancer puller. I thought I had one, but I just picked up another one from Harbor Freight, and I was just watching Donnie Boy. He's a really old guy on YouTube that does the snowblower repair stuff. He's a really good resource for anything small engine, and he had drilled 2 holes. That's actually where I got this idea. I drilled 2 holes, put this on, and actually when I finally got home, I didn't know there was holes in there, but I just drilled. There was 2 holes already. I started with quarter 28, so there was 1/4-inch holes. I didn't have to drill them. Then I came over here to my tap and die set, did have the tap oil there, and so I tapped those 2, and the bolts I was using. Let's see, can you see there? Yeah, those 2, they're kind of not in the set there. I used those, and they were too long, and it wasn't working. So then I went to, those are quarters, and then I went to 3/8. These short little guys right there, but they were too short. And then, so those pulled out. So I think those were like 1.5 inches. So I went to the hardware store, and those are fine thread, 3/8, I think 28, 3/8, 28. And when I went to the hardware store, I'm like, I might as well go up to 4. So I got 4 of them. And then also I went on the other side, I bolted them on. So if you got this one, be prepared for that. I saw other ones that had, I think they had threads in them already or something, or I can't remember, but you didn't have to use this kind where you had to drill it out. So that added
some time, but like I said, I just got this off. I think that has a lot of play in there. I don't think there should be that, so I'm glad I took this off. But while I have you, I made a pretty good haul at the Harbor Freight the other day, so I picked up this part washer because I had a lot of parts that need to get washed. I think this is going to help out quite a bit. And then those colors that you saw, that's from my old trailer, and the rats have kind of, or the mice anyway, have kind of gotten into all my tools. They're like mostly specialty tools, so I don't really get in that trailer very often, but I have a lot of stuff that I need to wash. So I got those. I got another one of these guys. I have one of these already, but for the sprayer, pulled out a bunch of my automotive liquids, degreaser, lubricant, cleaner, stuff like that. So, oh, and then I didn't think I brought you guys along, but you can see that I got some IBC totes because I'm going to be doing electrolysis on the pretty much actually all the parts, but notably the big parts like the auger housing. So I needed something big enough to do it, and I've done it before on big parts. I think I'm trying to remember what the biggest part I did was maybe like a Dana 60 front axle on that guy. So it works really well. So I know it's going to work well for this, but I just needed a vessel big enough. I don't remember what I had used in the past. I think it was something custom that we put like a liner in, but these IBC totes seemed like a good use for this. So I got one for myself and one for my neighbor because he needed one for something. So I picked that up on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So kind of chugging along here. And yeah, I got some metal from the metal supply. So I got a couple options here. I think this one back here is 14 gauge. I think these two are, wait, no, sorry. I think this one is 16 gauge as well. And this one's 14. It's quarter inch by 3 inch. And that's going to make up a new scraper bar. That one's pretty worn. I was trying to get, what's below a quarter? 2/8 for 16. I think I was trying to get 3/16, but they didn't have it, so I just went up to quarter. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I think now I need to pull the rest of this hardware off, pull the auger, take a look at the worm drive and see if those parts need to be replaced. I think I need to order a new pulley because I messed that one up, but that's a pretty generic part. So I think I'll have good luck with that. And then I don't know if they're down here. I was telling you guys about trying to find the parts. Trying to find the parts, but not the. Oh, here. Trying to find the parts, but not by the actual part numbers. So these are the axle bushings. Hold on. I only have one hand here. So hopefully these fit. I haven't even tried this yet. Yeah, that seems like it's gonna fit. I mean, those were in there tight, but that's definitely gonna fit. And those will go over this. That actually might be a little loose. Here's the original ones. No, maybe not. No. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then also these nylon ones I replaced with a brass one. I don't know where those are. Those ones are going to be a little tight though, so I might have to maybe trim those down in the bench grinder, the outside diameter a little bit. But yeah, I don't have them in front of me right now, but I got all my parts here, or not all of them, but most of them. So, but yeah, this is so this was like, I want to say these were like $33 a piece from the small parts supply website I was looking at, and I think I got the pair of these for like $30, so that was a savings. So, you know, if you're clever, you can still get parts for these old ones, or not everything, but some stuff. And if it's real expensive, you can save yourself a little bit of money. But anyway, that's the update going on here for 8 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, and I'll keep you updated as I progress. But that's it. All right. So I was just sitting here doing my editing. I actually lost my 1/2 inch wrench, so I was going back through the footage to see if I could find it, because I don't know, I'm sure this happens to you guys occasionally where you lose something and it drives you crazy. Needless to say, I didn't find it, but I spent like 15 minutes pulling my hair out until I finally had to give up. But so I was sitting here doing the editing, and I realized that we're at about 20 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here, and I'll make a part 2. But this is turning out to be a little bit bigger of a project than I originally anticipated, because I think I was looking, you don't realize this stuff when you're recording, because you're watching this, it's like a single sitting or whatever, but this is over the case, this is over like a week in my case. And I forgot what I said in the beginning, is like, oh, I wasn't gonna like make this into a big thing, and then by the end, I've got these IBC totes that I drove up to New Hampshire, and Harbor Freight Hall and all that other stuff. So I think this is gonna be a little bit more of a rebuild, because now I'm in the electrolysis. I got the metal. This isn't just like a Bondo and spray paint deal. So I think it's worth making it into multiple. And also, I haven't posted in a while on YouTube, because I kind of got out of it, and it's a big it's a decent amount of effort editing these videos. So I think not worrying about making it perfect, and like trying to finish the project and all that, because that's gonna make it so I won't post. So I think it's probably better that I post and share something versus trying to make it perfect. And I think the saying is, perfect is the enemy of done. So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and post this, and I'll share part 2 when I have it. But I think what to look forward to on that one is I still got to disassemble a little bit more, and then I got to order some more parts, because I was waiting, because the specialty part website, I didn't want to pay shipping twice. So I have the stuff that I know I need to get, bushings and bearings that I can't find replacements for. There's really not that many. Mostly I've gotten those generically, but there is a few specialty parts. So I'm kind of waiting until I get to the point of when I get that auger housing. Snowfall off the roof. So once now that I've got that pulley off, I'm actually pretty close. I just had to come upstairs, but I'm gonna head back down in a little bit. I'm gonna get that auger pulled out and then get a look at that worm drive, because that's really the last thing that I need to get a look at. All that stuff in there. I'm pretty sure that bearing I was just showing you guys that was right behind, I think it's called the auger bearing. I'm pretty sure that I'll need to get replaced. And then if that worm drive, those bearings need to be replaced. That'll be kind of it'll kind of suck, because they're expensive, but I don't think it's that hard to replace, but it's just they're expensive. I think earlier in the video I was watching it, I think I said it was like 50 or $100. It wasn't. It's like $300 or something for that worm drive gear, and there's 2 parts to it, so I think it's like one of them's like 300. So I might have to shop around on that. Maybe I'll even see if I can find like a parts one or something. And that I think that's like I think that's specialty. I don't know if I can find a generic for that. Yeah, but I want it to work good. I've been working with my neighbor's snowblower, and that's older too, but when they don't work, it's kind of a pain. Like, the gears and stuff like that, like or at least in the drive, like getting the drive, his has 3 gears, but like only 2 work, and it doesn't like necessarily always work like 100%. So I'm going to go to all this effort and spend the money. I want it to work. So, but anyway, so that's where I'm at. And I think I got to get a welder. It's like, I don't necessarily want to spend the money on it right now, but I got the metal. And also I got to get a slip roll. I have a brake, but I don't have a shear, and it doesn't necessarily need a shear. The welder I'm actually looking at has I think it's an Everlast, and it's like a multi-process AC TIG, so I can do aluminum, and but it also has a plasma cutter, so I think I'll be able to do the cutting on that. But the thing I don't have is a slip roll, so I think I'm looking at one on Temu for that, because the only other slip roll that I've seen decent is from Harbor Freight, but it's a 3-in-1, and like I said, I already have the brake. I don't necessarily need the shear, and I don't think the shear is really that good anyway on the Harbor Freight one. Like, it's based on what I was watching, is like 20 gauge is really the limit, and I don't really think that I need I don't really need if it can only do 20 gauge, then I'm not really interested in it anyway, because most of the stuff I'd be working with anyway is going to be like 14, 16, so I wouldn't really use it that much. And the slip roll, like it's kind of expensive to buy the 3-in-1, so there's a $200 one on Temu that I think I'm going to order. That seems pretty good. I think it's 24-inch wide versus the 30-inch from Harbor Freight. So you might see that in the later video. That, get the welder, get it all bent up, get it welded, do the hydrolysis or electrolysis. So that's all. That works pretty well. So I'll include that in the video. But yeah, so I'm rambling at this point. We're at about 6 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. Try to get this like finished editing and get this posted, and hopefully you guys stick around for the rest of it, because I think it's gonna be a pretty decent snowblower. I think once I get it rebuilt and I get that engine on there, that 13 horse engine. I think it originally had, if you believe it or not, it was like an 8 horse or something. I think it may be an 8 or a 10, which was like way underpowered. And then I think I might play with the gearing on the auger side, or well, the pulley anyway, because maybe I can get it to like throw a little faster. Because now with that horsepower and that torque behind it, compared to what it came from the factory, I can actually do a faster auger speed and really kind of throw it. So I think I ordered, what should be the original pulley size, but I'll start with that and then maybe try something more. And like I said, I ordered the windshield wiper motor, and I also ordered the linear actuator. So I'm going to do the electric because I don't have the linkage to spin the auger, so I figured might as well do that, and that should be kind of cool. And then also I ordered the linear actuator to open and close the top of the chute. That one I still had all the parts for, but if you've dealt with old snowblowers before, you know that those lines, they like freeze up. So that's just like another situation that like I can avoid by replacing that with the actuator. So I think that might be more, I don't know if it'll be more reliable, but I wanted to do it, so I'm going to do it. Anyway, so that's the update. Hang in there. Thanks for watching if you made it to the end, and yeah, subscribe if you want to see the rest of it. All right, thanks.